Welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders. I'm Orit, dancer, instructor, and proud owner of a thriving belly dance fitness business. And in this podcast, I'm giving it to you straight, sharing what it takes to kickstart and grow your dance and fitness business for the success you deserve. Whether you're a seasoned instructor, a passionate performer, or dreaming of turning your love for dance and fitness into a thriving career, you're in the right place. Lace up those sneakers and pull on those dance shoes and get ready for truth smacks, tips, and inspiration. Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome back to the Dance Fit Biz Builders podcast. I'm Orit, your host, dancer, instructor, and business truth smacker. So in today's episode, we're doing things a little different. It's actually a replay of me being interviewed by my own business coach. Yep, tables turned. And I wanted to share with you because I think it'll give you a deeper look into my thought process, how I started SharQui, how I scaled it, and honestly, how essential it is to have a coach through it all. So if you've ever wondered what it really takes to go from passionate teacher or passionate dancer to a business owner, or even if you're at a crossroads yourself, I think you're going to find a lot of clarity in this one. All right, let's roll.
You're listening to the PT Profit Podcast, episode number 409. Today, I'm sitting down with Orit, the founder of the SharQui method, where she'll discuss how she turned her art and craft of belly dancing and turned it into a scalable fitness certification. Are you ready? Let's get started. What's up, Orit? Welcome to the show today. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
I am super excited to get into our conversation today. So let's go ahead and start with, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and how did you come together with the idea of let's put this skill into fitness?
Of course. So I got into belly dance, because it's part of my culture. I am Israeli, I'm Middle Eastern, and I grew up with it. And why I got started was because I found that there was a missing piece in the dance fitness industry, especially when it came to belly dance. The way belly dance was taught was, we call this follow the bouncing butt. It's really just follow the leader. No real explanation, no curriculum, nothing. And around 1998, when Latin aerobics became a big craze, and this is before Zumba, I noticed that a lot of gyms were hiring ballroom Latin dancers. And this is in New York City, might be different in other cities. And I noticed that these teachers were not fitness certified. So they didn't teach in that outline that fitness enthusiasts were used to, right? And I saw people just leaving the studio. And so I noticed this also in belly dance classes, traditional classes in New York City. They were teaching the same way. And I was like, being already a professional dancer, I was a contemporary dancer in New York, and already being a professional fitness instructor, I was like, it doesn't have to be this way. Why can't people learn to dance in an effective and efficient way? It doesn't have to be all about following the leader. And then I thought, well, why not belly dance in fitness? And me have a fitness background, knowing how to outline a class, making fitness enthusiasts happy, talking their talk, right? And so I gave belly dance a curriculum. And then on top of that, I gave people who wanted to learn how to belly dance an opportunity to sweat. And that's what I did. And it became a big hit since 1998.
So what I have loved in our time together is your unique approach and how you've been able to integrate this unique approach into the world of fitness. So can you share with us a little bit more behind the scenes about, what traditional belly dancing looks like and how you actually created this process of you haven't said it yet, but the 32 count method essentially.
Yeah.
Can you share with us a little bit about how you got there and then what does it look like in an actual dance class?
So an actual dance class or even belly dance class traditionally starts off with your technique. You've got 45 minutes of drills, learning the movements that you're going to finally put together in a 15-minute combo at the end of class. For fitness enthusiasts, this is boring and you're not going to get a sweat. Yeah. Not going to get a sweat. And how is it going to appeal to the masses? People want to get in and out. They don't want to learn technique. They don't want to be serious, right? They want to start from the get-go, have fun and feel joy. So what I did was I incorporated the traditional fitness format, and that is the 32 count. This comes back to all the way from Jack LaLanne, Jane Fonda, and even before a woman, I forgot her name, who created the 32 count, but it is a 32 count where it's nonstop. You press play on your cassette player back then, and after 1 hour, so continuous, nonstop, and it's all about cueing. How it is in traditional classes is you follow the song structure. There are separate songs. There's pauses in between each section. The heart rate goes down, right? There's no nonstop beat. You're a slave to the music, kind of similar to what Zumba is now. And as a result, fitness enthusiasts, their attention is low because they can only handle 2 or 3 moves per section. Their heart rate goes down. And as a result, teachers don't learn the art of cueing, specifically verbal cueing. And so what I did is I gave this old standard curriculum that never went away, right? And I put it to belly dance, nonstop, start dancing from the beginning, no technique in the beginning. You learn the technique within the dancing. So it's a hidden technique class from the start, but people don't know it. You just simply start dancing and doing your combos, but you drill when you're learning your combos.
Okay, great. I love that. So what are some of the cues that you're using in your practice to, help improve technique that a lot of dance experts miss?
Like the cue of knowing how to break down and build up. What happens with dance instructors when they are teaching follow me and then you do, they start with the ultimate finished move. And then the student has to figure out, oh, wait, what are the steps to get there? Whereas here in SharQui class, we start with the feet. Then we add speed. Then we add elevation. Then we add arms. Everything is a breakdown and you build up. And each nuance, each build up is a level, right? So do the ultimate finished product, they stay at the nuance that they want and they're still dancing no matter what.
Does this happen or this build up happen from the moment you press start in class?
Yes.
Does it require skill from the people that are in the class? Like, could someone who's never danced before come to class and be successful?
Yes, that is why I created it. It's for the person with 2 left feet. It's for the person who says, I can't dance, or I can't belly dance, or I can't do that. Oh, yes, you can. Because our motto is, if you can march in place, you can belly dance.
Interesting. I love that. So now the people that particularly take your class or fill your class, are they people who, what would bring them to class?
Yeah, when people come to my class, they're tired of the burpees. Yeah, they're tired of, they just want something fun, something that feeds their soul, and something that makes 1 hour pass by so quickly.
And it does, right? And then they stay. Your people, when they take the class, they stay.
Absolutely, they do stay. And, a lot of it is the teacher.
Okay, I love it. So now, have you ever had teachers that don't have a dance background, but they just want to do something different for, cardio for their classes? Like, is this something that someone who's not a dance background, could they pick this up?
I have a lot of instructors who come from the fitness background, not having any lick of experience of belly dance, and they get it beautifully.
That's amazing. So, I know that one of the things that you do is help certify people in your method so that they can start to fill their classes. So I'm curious for you, and, what are some of the messaging components that you help your instructors with to help them get their clients on board with the SharQui method?
With an outline of teaching that students love. And this is what students love. They want to learn nonstop. They want it to be easy. They want it to sweat. They want to sweat, and they want to learn some technique. And this is what SharQui provides.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. And then do you have like how do teachers practice the skill?
Well, in our academy, there's accountability. They practice the skill just by doing it over and over again. A lot of it is rhythm. It's knowing when to cue, right? We teach them how to cue on the 5 and on the 7, on an 8 count measure. And it's just like it's like sing-songy, it's knowing what words to put in that 2 count or 4 count phrase. And once you know the words to use, it just fits beautifully and it just becomes natural.
How do instructors pick their music?
SharQui provides our own produced 32 count music, which is Arabic music with world music overlaid on top. So it's got Arabic beats, club beats, and inspired by other world rhythms.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun. That's so fun. So I love that. So now, when you've been doing this for a while, when did Zumba come onto the scene? I know you had mentioned a couple of times. And, out of curiosity, what would you say are the biggest differences between the two styles of dancing? And can someone be excellent at both?
I think they both complement each other, both formats. So the biggest difference is that Zumba is based on the song structure, right? So you've got the chorus, you've got, the melody and all that, but you are a slave to the song, right? So the chorus ends, you've got to go to the next move. Whereas with my format, it's a steady beat. You can stay on a certain move if you find students are having difficulty. You don't have to quickly change to the chorus or to the next move. You stay on it till they get it. And then once they're ready, then you go on to the next move. In SharQui, there's only one nonstop track. Whereas with Zumba, you've got 8 to 10, even 15 different songs. With SharQui, teachers need to only memorize one routine. With Zumba, teachers need to memorize 8, 10, 15 different routines, which can be pretty stressful. Yeah. A newcomer can come in at any point of, let's say, a 6-week series, right? And still feel successful. Where Zumba, they start a 6-week series. And then if the newcomer wants to come in at week 5, they've missed it. They've missed the whole memorization part of it, right? And they're going to feel a little lost, right? But what really I feel like how they complement each other is it's just that, if you're a SharQui instructor and know how to do Zumba, it's just another tool, a skill in your back pocket. Because let's say you have to teach something that's more traditional at some point. At least you know how to change and know how music shifts and how music is structured. At least you know how to change right on the fly if you need to.
Yeah, I love that. So now when you say there's only one routine, does that mean, is this like Bikram yoga where it's like literally one routine and then you do that for 6 weeks, or do you ever change the routine?
Right. You can change your routine every day. I provide all the pre-choreographed material for my instructors. You could do it. The great thing about SharQui choreographies is that after each block, there's always a lead leg change. So you can take a 6-block choreography, and you can get so much mileage out of it. You can move things around, blocks around. You can take a block from a different pre-choreographed class, put it in there, because every time you do a new block, it changes feet. And that's why it's interchangeable. So you can do what you want with it. Do it for 6 weeks, change it every week, change the song, the soundtrack, whatever, the playlist. Yeah.
I love that. How often do your studio clients come in?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. We have in our virtual studio, we have over 60 classes a month. And yeah, I have people who come in every day. Absolutely. We offer traditional classes, workout classes, stretch classes, but everything that will enhance your belly dance. We've got strength classes as well.
Oh, so you use strength classes in addition to programming in addition to your into belly dancing.
Absolutely. It's all about cross training. You can't just belly dance and get your workout. You've got to do everything. And so what I do is I do strength classes that will enhance your belly dance and do traditional moves, fitness moves. I'll also do SharQui workout with light handheld weights as well. We have a SharQui strength certification that's coming up soon. Yeah, everything enhances the belly dance.
I mean, this is unlike anything else out there. Like this is new, or this is unique. I know it doesn't feel new to you, but most people don't understand how powerful this process could be in their business to help their, with client retention and then just really put fun back into fitness. I feel like we kind of swung this pendulum of like, it has to be all hardcore and you need to die Orange Theory, Barry Boot Camp, or it's not worth it, right? And that's just not true. There are people out in the world that want to stay consistent and have fun without feeling like they're getting crushed.
I know, who wants to do crunches for abdominal workout? Why not do beautiful sensual undulations with your body to get an abdominal workout?
Yeah. So I'm also curious too. You had mentioned that you had to nurse and rehab a rotator cuff injury. So is this something that people can do while they're, working with their PT, of course? And what are some of the modifications and considerations you take into account when dealing with people who are injured?
Of course. So as I said before, there's a breakdown and buildup. So you stay at the buildup that works for you. Belly dance can be done flat-footed, doesn't have to be up on the toes. You can half time everything and you don't have to do it fast. You could do it at a slower pace. You don't have to bend your knees low if you want to get a little leg workout. You'll do you. That's the great thing.
And people can still get a great workout that way.
Absolutely.
Now, is this something that they need to, you said virtual studio, so does that mean they can just work out from home?
Yes, and they love that. They love the flexibility of that. We also do have replays as well.
Okay, amazing. So now, instructors, do they need to come into the studio to get certified? What is the process of getting certified?
Right. So the process is once they find me on social media, there's a discovery call. We talk about, their goals, see if SharQui will meet their goals. There's a little execution session, if you will, a little audition to see how they count and how they move, to see if I feel like they would be a great part of the team. And then we go from there. So the academy is 4 months and it is all virtual.
Do you have in the academy, do you help people start to build their dance business so that they could create their own classes? Do you have support in that?
So yeah, our academy is they learn the technique and we talk about business. It's pretty much business in a box for them. So once they get certified halfway through, then we start the business part of it.
That's so cool. And so do you have dancers that come in that could essentially, if they wanted to transition their dance skills into a business, would this be a great fit for them as well?
Absolutely would be a great fit. Yep. We just start from ground zero and you just, believe it or not, a lot of dancers are not that savvy when it comes to business. So this is really, really helpful.
Yeah. Do you, so you had mentioned that you were a professional dancer in the city. Are you still doing that?
No, not anymore. No, I'm retired. And now I choreographer.
Oh, fun. So you still get to do some of the stuff that you love. I mean, you get to do right? So
yeah.
Your instructors could do the same thing, whether they want to build full time or they can just have a side hustle.
Yeah. And what's great about the SharQui format is those who are coming in with a dance background, you don't have to teach belly dance. It's just a style of teaching. They can implement these principles within their own genres of dance, Latin dance, African dance, Indian dance, whatever. It's just a style of teaching.
Yeah, it's so good. So Uri, you've been in this industry for over 20 years. So, with that said, what are some of the things that you do to stay energized, to stay fulfilled? How have you seen the process of the SharQui method evolve over time?
Yeah, so it's always staying relevant, checking out what's missing in the industry and listening to what people need. So I started off as just a workout, But then I noticed people needed to work virtually. So I created a studio. Then I noticed people needed to gain more strength. So I added strength classes. I noticed that people couldn't afford the studio and they wanted more on demand and rent videos or buy videos. So then I created on demand platform. So it's just pretty much staying on top of and listening to what people need and want.
Amazing. And then for your craft, like what are some of the things that you do to continue to develop and hone your craft?
Oh, I'm always a student. I keep going to dance workshops. I go to teaching workshops. I listen to podcasts that are even out of my industry too. And that helps a lot. Yeah.
That's amazing. I think that's one of the things that I've always loved and respected about you in terms of how much you value and incorporate coaching into your business and into your life. It's one of those things that I always say that, even coaches need coaching. And that is something that you have demonstrated, over the years in our time together. So it's powerful. And I think that that's also important for you listening as a coach. Like if you're not getting coached, it's time for you. That's how you grow because that's how you get into momentum. I'm also curious about your, in terms of your certification, does that qualify for could someone use get CEUs if they're in fitness? Could they apply that to their certification?
The Academy, SharQui Instructor Academy, is accredited by NASM, AFA, and ACE.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that. That. Okay, so I'd love for you, if you wouldn't mind, to share a little bit about, where you were before you joined Accelerator. Like, what were some of the problems and things that you were struggling with, and what brought you to the program?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I've been following you, Beverly, for I think about a year before I signed on. I just needed to just make sure that, you were the right fit for me. And the fact that you're a New Yorker, yeah. In my business, I had a funnel that wasn't working and I just didn't know how to fix it. Yeah. And you really helped me with that. You really helped me with the verbiage. You really helped me with how many. Also, you taught me that to repeat, and repeat some more, only in a different way or even in the same way. And it's okay. And I was always scared about repeating. And I noticed, and that's why I signed on with you, because I was like, you know what? She's saying the same thing, but just in a slightly different way. Yeah. And that's cool. I should be doing that. Why am I overthinking and always you taught me how to do purpose. I love the essence that I get from you is that content is important. Is the information clear and correct? It doesn't have to be so beautiful and it's perfect. Just come as you are. It doesn't have to be polished. Not that you're so.
I totally get what you mean, right? And I just think that I'll say for me, when I get the pleasure of working with someone who is as hardworking as you are, and someone who, especially if you're listening to this and you're even remotely considering a REIT certification, she cares about every single person who's in her certification program as if it was her own business. And I think that is, it is such a pleasure to get to work with someone who is that dedicated in their work ethic, because for me, I can see the levers. I just in one conversation can see the levers of pull this lever. And then once you start looking at the data, then things start to fall into place. Your Earn What You Deserve masterclass, is just clicking. And it is so exciting to see that. And then be able to be like, hey, you built this thing and now it's just, it gets to be, test, tweak. Yes. And then all of the hard lifting, you've already done that. And now you're going to get to see the benefits. And that's so powerful. I love that.
Yes. And the sales page advice, oh my gosh, that was great. And guys, it's so exciting. I know you're probably thinking of business, but it's creative too. And look, when Beverly says something, you do it. And then watch it do it, and then you see it clicking. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I really want to see it grow.
Yes. Yeah. So good. And then what I also love about you too, Ari, like, sometimes it's easy when we're listening to things like we're listening to podcasts or we're going to classes or we're getting sucked down that Instagram's, black hole, essentially. It can feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing all this work and my stuff's not working. And it can be easy to go like, be in what I call, that valley of despair. But the truth of the matter is that all of the work that you do, and I think that you are just a beautiful, like, just demonstration of this, is that it's a compounding effect of work. And once you can get through that, like, oh, I tested this and it didn't work, so let's test that. That's when people start to skyrocket and look like they blew up overnight. When the reality is that it was just action after action after action and the compounding effect of guessing, testing, and assessing. And I think that you demonstrate that beautifully. And so do your instructors. They're reflected as well.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay. So with that said, for those of you who want to go deeper with you, where are some of the best places that I can send? I know you have the Earn What You Deserve class, so I will send that as well. And then, but where are some of the other places that we can send?
Of course, we have a virtual studio. If you just want to check it out, we got a $5 a week. We have this new option where it's the first 2 months is half price as well. You can go to SharQui.com, SharQui.com/online. That is our virtual studio if you want to just come and work out with us. If you would like to learn more about our academy, go to SharQui.com/teach.
I love that. Okay. We'll make sure that we link all of that up in the show notes. Ari, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love connecting with you, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Beverly.